and welcome to today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm your host, Michelle Graves, affectionately known for over 30 years. Yeah, I lived long enough to become a senior now as the Money Lady. And as always, I remain committed, passionate about educating my viewers in the area of money and finance, bringing you my world and the people in it. And today is no exception, so do sit down for this exciting show. I have in the studio today one of my dearest associates, business associates, Ronald C. Todd II, who is chairman and CEO of SEEP LLC, which is an insurance consulting and brokerage agency with offices in Dayton, Ohio. And he has been in the industry for many, many, many years and is bringing a perspective to my industry and to the business industry at large. Because as I share with people, many complain about working for someone else for a livelihood. But I'm here to tell you, you really got it pretty good because you only have to answer to one person. When you step into the world called the marketplace, your customers and the people you are responsible to go from one person to thousands. So, again, I'm going to be talking to my guest today about when God is your CEO. Oh, yeah. I'm going to cross over into that venue because many of you want to go in business. Many of you have thought about it, but now I'm going to get real hardcore with you. And I'm going to be talking about the individual that I feel is a top of his game in my industry and how God has influenced him and his growth and development as a successful businessman, successful husband, and as a successful company owner. Ron Todd.
God bless you, Michelle.
God bless you.
It was awesome. You look awesome.
I was going to say the same about you.
Yeah, we've been working out a little bit.
We've been working out, yes.
You gotta love it, but thank you so much. It's an honor to be on the show with you again.
I'm so glad to have you back.
And,
it's been a bit.
And you spreading around now. You're in Atlanta right now, so
Yeah,
I'm very proud.
yeah.
Some other possibilities on this way.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
haven't been announced yet, so
Yeah.
we'll praise God on that. So it's an honor, Michelle.
Well, tell us how long you've been in the insurance industry.
I got my license in 1992.
Woo, that's a long time. You were up there with me.
Oh man, I can't believe it. Almost a long time. 23
Yeah,
years.
yeah, you right
March
up.
the
Yeah,
10th,
yeah.
I remember that date, March the 10th, 1992, when I
My
finally
God.
passed the test.
Yes, yes. It was a test too.
Yeah, it was. It took me a couple times to pass
Oh
it.
yeah,
But,
it's a test, but it's worth it.
oh yeah, it's worth it because it gave me independence and to be able to work for myself.
Right.
And I just thank God for that, getting me through that test.
Well, give me your background. What made you go from, you went to college.
Right.
And I know you were in college with football.
Right.
Because you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. This is my 30th year class reunion from Dayton, Belmont High School is this year.
My
So
goodness.
1985, I graduated from high school. So during that time I was in high school, I wasn't really the top star player.
Uh-huh.
But my senior year, I had the size and had the grades.
Okay.
And I was offered scholarship by 5 schools.
Okay.
But I decided to go to Bowling Green because they were winning. My high school wasn't winning, and there were guys that were older than me that were there before me.
Okay.
So it was an easy transition. And so spent 3 years at Bowling Green, and Bowling Green told me I had to go.
Okay.
I told myself really I had to go. My grades were bad. And so I basically flunked out.
Okay, that's
after
okay.
3 years. And,
Okay.
But I made a promise to my family, to my mother, my grandmother, my dad, and that I'll go back to school and finish. And I did. So fast forward to 2009, I finished my undergraduate in business administration.
Good for you.
And so with that, between 88 and 2009, I did a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
But I know now that it wasn't really directed by me. It was because of God.
Yes, yes.
Because on paper, I shouldn't have did the things I've done, and we can discuss those things I've done. But it shouldn't happen. But because of God,
Yes.
who was my CEO, it got done.
Yes.
So-
Isn't it amazing how he moves behind the scenes for your good?
Yes, he does. He at the time I didn't even realize it. If I knew what I knew now, I possibly been too scared to do it.
I believe that. I know when I look at my story, I'm like, you're kidding.
Yeah,
that's good.
But they say, but God,
But God.
God took care of that.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And just having the boldness to be able to start out. And I had $100 in my pocket when I first got my first office downtown Dayton.
My goodness, $100 in capital.
In capital. That's all I had. And I borrowed that from my mother, my grandmother.
Okay, because that was a big deal back then.
Didn't have a phone.
Okay, didn't have a phone.
Didn't have a phone. I had a pager.
Okay.
Never get the number, 513-496-5400. But it was 100 square feet,
Okay.
$100 a month. And I used the office next door, the attorney next door used his office for his phone, or I used a payphone. And so people say, you never in your office. Well, no, I didn't have a car either.
Oh my goodness.
So I rode the
So you
bus.
didn't have a car?
No, but I had it about relationships. Come
Yes,
on.
I was going to say, come on about these relationships.
So relationships, I met Enterprise Rent-A-Car, just came to Dayton.
Okay.
The guys around my age, and so they
Okay.
had specials like $9.99 a day.
Okay.
To rent a car, so I rent a car with them for my appointments.
Okay.
So that's how I got around.
Ooh-wee. Now
Come
that's
on.
good. That's good. That's
See,
good.
that's God.
That's God. That's God.
I didn't know I
So the
understood.
car rental place is right near your office.
Yes.
And you using the attorney next door.
Right.
Who had to have liked you to allow you to use his phone. I mean, come on.
Well, I just asked him. I said, I need help. I'm just starting out. And what I've realized too in my journey for all these years being in business is that being transparent and being honest goes a long way.
And asking people for help.
You have to.
If you do not ask, you will not get.
No, you won't get it. And the problem is too, you let your ego get involved. Let's discuss what ego is.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Ego.
What do you call that? Is that pride?
No, ego, E-G-O.
Okay.
Edging God
Out. Whew.
And I got that from the former coach for the Cleveland Browns, Sam Rutigliano, told me that years ago. Ron, don't let your ego get in the way. And then I said, what's ego? He said, edging
God out.
So then when you think about that, you're like, wow. So it's not really about me, if you think about it.
You're right.
It's about being a servant of God and doing what God tells me to be. So that means being obedient to God.
Yes.
And then when you be obedient to God, what? You get favor. Come on.
Yeah, come on now, but
So
you
the-
can talk about that because
so-
obedience has to precede that.
It does. Because God won't bless nothing that's not ordained by him.
Right.
So,
right.
but then you have to decide, and especially when you've been in business, or you business for yourself especially, there's no way, and you're being business for yourself, you think you made it by yourself.
But trust me, I'm in networking organizations. I go to meetings, so do you,
Right.
and you sit there and you listen to people go on and on about their stuff. And you want to just become a bird on a fence and say, really? You really think that you are responsible for all these incredible accomplishments?
Yeah, and what I believe that happens to folks, especially if they have some success,
Right.
they don't want to know about their heartbreaks, about times when they almost had their lights cut off or they couldn't
Right.
make their payroll.
Right.
But they don't understand God wants you to talk about that because that's empowering and encourages someone else.
You just said it.
But they don't
But
get
they
it.
don't get it. Because I'm going to tell you behind in my opinion, when I look at you and look at my own story, and I will tell you there were times when I was scuffling to meet payroll. I mean, scuffling, asking the person, can you give me this? Can you do this? Because the money when you're self-employed doesn't come in the same way as when you're working for somebody else.
Exactly.
You get a check when you're working for somebody else, but when you are self-employed, you're the check. If you're not making it happen, nothing else is happening. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. There's responsibility that comes to being a business owner.
Yes.
And being a great business owner is being what God wants us to be a servant. So you have to be humble enough to understand it's not about me. It's about serving God and serving my employees and my people.
Right.
So with that, you possibly can't get paid. You're the last person to get paid.
That is so profound. Most of the time.
Most of the time you are.
You are the last person.
You're supposed to be.
And you are supposed to be.
It's your business.
It's your business.
It's like when you have kids.
Right.
You feed and clothe your kids first before you do yourself. If you're a good parent.
Now you just, let me turn,
Come on,
switch, come on now, switch, give me this guy. Did you just hear what he said? You're supposed to take care of your little people first. That is your responsibility if you're going to be a good parent. You're at the bottom of the heap. Okay, young people, hear me well. Hear me well. Okay.
That
was good. Good.
Good.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good.
So with that, you have to understand that you have to get your ego out the way.
Everything.
You have to get all of the other, and then you got to decide what's the most important thing here. It's not about you. In due time, in Joshua 1, it talks about good business, which is ordained by God, and bad business. Okay. So bad business, you see some folks who are making decisions and they're going behind the corner doing these side deals, the Madoffs. But you know, and you watching it, I'm doing it the right way. I'm telling my clients to do this, even if it's going to hurt me.
Right. We still got to do what's right.
You do what's right.
Right.
But what happens is this. Those businesses crumble. But if you do good business, which is ordained by God, then your business will take it slower to get there.
But it's going to get there big.
But when you get there, it sustains because it's ordained by God.
That's good. That's good. That is so good.
But it makes so much sense, though.
But I must be open because I started my business in 1982.
Okay.
And my first banker was my father.
Okay.
My father loaned me $5,000.
Oh, praise
Can
God.
you believe that?
That's a lot of money.
That was a lot of money to capitalize my company.
Right.
And he said, you're not going to deal with a white bank. You're going to deal with your daddy.
Wow.
And he was a tough businessman, and he believed in me. I promptly paid him back, and he loaned me throughout the course of his life money as I had need of it. So I really never had to get involved with the banking system because he was the banker.
Wow.
The banker's banker. He was. But what I learned through that journey is that it is an honor and a privilege to be able to go into the marketplace ethically under God's commandments. And that the businesses that we see thriving today that are not grounded in integrity and character, they're not going to make it. They may rob Peter and do this and that, but I've seen so much over the years, and so that's why I'm not really moved with people that are fast-moving, I'm not moved by that. But I will say this, and you can speak to this, what is challenging for me is the number of consumers who are blindsided to that, see all the glitter and see all that, and then they see us just grunt, work, and they don't understand.
And that's a good point, Michelle. I tell folks all the time, I'm going to do what's right.
Period.
Not what's popular.
Right.
Come on.
Come on.
Because see,
right.
I'm going to be I'm not about a popularity contest because who my CEO is, who's God.
Right.
So I have a whole higher being I'm dealing with than dealing with that stuff there.
Right.
And you have to make a decision but it takes time. Like I said in Joshua, it talks about that when you're doing God's work, when you're doing a good business or business ordained by God, it takes time because the enemy, the devil, attacks that.
Doesn't he?
He attacks it, and he tries to even get you thinking that you need to do it this way. Well, I'm better than that person. They shouldn't have all that. But no, it's not about that. You just keep on, keeping on, and then people will respect you. Let's go back. When I was a sports agent for 16 years, I represented
Goodness
athletes.
gracious.
And that was all God ordained. I wasn't really qualified to be an NFL agent, a contract advisor certified by the NFLPA. I didn't have no money on that, and didn't look. But what it was though, but God, I had integrity.
Okay.
And then it's interesting. A lot of the guys who didn't sign with me, now if I see them, they tell me
I wish
they wish they would listen to me. But it's a little too late now.
It is definitely too
because
late.
I'm not even in that business anymore. And second thing is, all your money's gone now.
But that is what is so unbelievable. When you come to them as a man of character and integrity, and I believe you are, and I love you for that,
Right.
and they do not respect that. Because in the marketplace, if you're a person of integrity and they choose to deal with a person of no integrity, then you know the outcome. And you say to yourself, you couldn't possibly be engaged with that person and expect a positive outcome for yourself.
Well, if you look at that, if we look at folks who are, say, in the entertainment business
Yes.
or sports, or let's say that,
Okay.
because they make their money in the African American community or the quickest.
Yeah.
Their mindset has to change.
Okay.
And Dr. Ruby Payne wrote a book on the frameworks of poverty.
Yes.
And so when I went back to school, and I think I said the correct name about poverty, the mindset of poverty. So if you're in generational poverty, you're like, well, I get it. Well, my buddy has to get something, or my family member has to get something. And then the second thing is they believe, well, it's not going to last that long anyway, so I better get it in.
Whoa.
So
okay.
when you say a person who's spending, well, how can they spend $100 million? Or lottery winners.
Right.
Say
How
what?
does that happen?
Because they, as my grandma said, their pocketbooks change, their bank accounts change, but their mindset is still in poverty. So they're more comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Ooh-wee.
So they rather, and so they have to have people around them they feel comfortable with. So the people they feel comfortable with are not the people like the Warren Buffetts or people who are successful, or people like ourselves. They're more comfortable with people who don't have nothing, so they have to pay for everything, and so they have to look as good as they look. Now they don't fit in.
No,
but,
they don't, because they don't have the consciousness.
Exactly, and that's the problem. That's why all these folks have problems, because their mindset hasn't changed. It's their pocketbooks change, not their mindset don't change.
But it is the mind that determines one's destiny. It is your mindset that determines where you're going to end up over time. And God looks at time. So you're here and you still thinking you're broke. You may have won the lottery. But you will surround yourself with predators and with people who are basically just like you are and trying to get what you got. And you're going to give it to them. If that's your mindset, you're going to give it to them.
Well, the two folks who never had it get impressed with things.
Okay.
So we like things that, one of my friends told me years ago, that glow.
Glitter and glow.
But never grow.
Uh-oh. Did you say glow but not grow?
See?
That's a formula.
That's a formula. So they get around, so they have to. And now with the internet today and all this technology, we get to see in these reality TV shows.
Yes.
So we see folks who live in Atlanta, live in these old places, and they have all this money and all this and that. But that's not real, though.
It isn't real.
It's that.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. But that's what we love, though. People in the poverty mindset love to be what? Entertained. Right. That gets them off of what's real. So then we don't have to have a mindset. We don't think about this because, well, I ain't got it. I'm going to watch what so-and-so's doing on TV to make me feel better. We can laugh. And it's really, Michelle.
That's deep.
It's deep.
That's deep.
Because we don't want to deal with reality. The only way you're going to deal with reality is with God.
Right.
God helps you because God says, look, serve me, be obedient with me, then all this other stuff take care of. You ain't got to worry about it. Because it says in the Bible too, this battle is mine, says the Lord.
Right. Right.
And I personalize it. God tells me, Ron, Ronnie, Ronald, this battle's mine. Why you keep trying to take it? And I've told you I got it. But you keep trying to go in. You keep trying to figure it out. You keep trying to do this.
I know.
And you're trying to, no. Rest. Uh-oh.
Rest. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Did you say rest?
Yeah, because I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And thing is, too, is this. And this is what I learned recently. You asked me a question, previously on the phone a couple of weeks ago about what makes me different now. Mm-hmm. I know that I was trying to fight, trying to get this business and trying to meet that person and doing this. Mm-hmm. The natural was the spirit. Mm-hmm. And so with that, I learned that I don't have to fight that natural with that. I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to worry about how my bank account looks.
Right.
Or I don't have this here, or do I have connection? God has it because he said, this is my battle. And then he always said too, well, I will never forsake you.
Absolutely never.
So why get involved in that? So I do now is that, look, I look and see my bank account might say one thing, Michelle, and it still, Michelle, gets tight now. I don't know why.
Shoot. Who are you talking about? Come on now.
But what I look now, though, I look in the spirit, and I look at from the spirit, look at God's word, say, and I'll say it again, he'll never forsake me. And then that means I don't have to worry about that.
Right. He going to take care of it.
He'll take care of you. And then sometimes, too, he might not give you the money, but he will shift it. Give you an example happened to me yesterday.
Okay. Talk to me.
So I went to a dry cleaners, and I had to get this suit clean for you this
yes,
show.
Okay, absolutely.
And so I said, so I went and put the dry cleaners in, and I looked at my receipt, and it said, $6?
$6?
We gave you a coupon, Mr. Todd, for being so a good customer for me. 50% off.
Oh, my gosh.
So at the time, I'm like, wow, so $6 for my shirt and my suit? But that's favor of God. I'm in FOG, F-O-G, my bishop, Dr. Victor S. Cousins at Inspiration Baptist Church. Talking about FOG. What's FOG? Favor of God.
You know, that's funny because I had a similar situation, and not infrequently, it happens a lot, where God will set people up in your life to bless you. And it's not that you've done anything so fantastic, but it's just that you are willing and obedient. And that's been my charge for years, which is no matter what happens to me, I am going to be willing to listen to you and willing to be obedient to what you are doing. And because of that, he has done so many things, set me up in so many places with people and situations that I didn't even ask for. Oh my gosh, that whole social network thing that's just went boom, that was nothing but him. I didn't even know these people. That's how deep it was. And the person I did know wasn't on it. But here comes something, as I typed in Facebook, a ram in the bush. I said, I have bumped into a ram in the bush, and it has been so absolutely phenomenal. It has been so phenomenal. But I totally agree with you in terms of just being open. And if I might say so, my favorite scripture, and I have a lot of scriptures, but in Psalms 139 and 16, it says that God already wrote your story. It's already been written, and it's unfolding for you. So the question is, if you're not where he wants you to be, and you somewhere over here, which most of us are, trying to do our own thing, we aren't even living out what he's already written. And this is going to be a hot mess over here, because you're not where he has written you. Your story is already written. From beginning to end, it's already done. It's right there. I don't know why preachers don't preach on it. I'm like, wait a minute. If people knew that if your stuff ain't coming out, you need to be over here, so that you can begin to walk in that FOG, favor of God. So you can begin to experience what God has unfolded for you every day. Because he said, just take the day. Don't go deeper than the day. Don't go past the day. Each day is sufficient unto itself. So if you're over here and you out of order, because you really are, and everything is blowing up because it really is, then you need to repent and get on over into the right lane.
Right. And I believe, too, a lot of times we want to do things our way.
But that's over there.
Okay.
That's over there.
Or we say the new thing now in the last couple of years is, I'm just doing me.
Really? What is that?
Doing me, you getting all this bad stuff?
Yeah.
So just do God.
Just do
God. And it's that simple, but because our ego.
It is. What was that again that you said the coach
Ego,
from Cleveland told you?
said it. Ego is edging God out.
I have to remember that. I'm going to put that in my Facebook.
Please do.
I'm going to do that. Word from Ron Todd II, edging God out.
And you have to do it. And the thing is, too, is that it says in James 4, I think the 10th verse, about humble yourself.
Yes, humility before him.
And at my church, we have a sign. It's a poster, and it has a man kneeling down. And so you have humility. You spell it H-U-M-I-L. In the letter L, you have someone kneeling down, praying, I-T-Y. That to me is so important, because when you humble yourself, you don't do you do God. Everything is but God. It's not me. I'm just a vessel here just trying to serve. And that's why when you have your own business, it's so easy. You don't have to get caught up in the corporate things.
Oh, that is such a relief.
So you can be humble and you can say what you want to say.
Right.
Because if that client don't want you, well, this client will.
Right.
Or if that client don't want you, you got 10 over there.
That will.
So you have to understand, if you just keep serving God and being obedient and be authentic and develop that authentic relationship with God. That's prayer time too.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
as a business owner, you can go and pray anytime you want to.
That is
So
free.
So it's free.
It's free.
It's free, and you cannot make any major decisions without prayer. And so you have to get it, because God said you can get it. You see, in the Old Testament, we had to go through a priest or go to someone. New Testament, because Jesus died on the cross for you, for me, for all of us, we can go straight to God ourselves and ask Him. That's why we can't make decisions. I used to do that. I make decisions quick. I'm going to get it done.
I'm going to get it done. Get her done.
But
Boom.
Did I ask God, though?
Nope. Nope.
I didn't ask Him. So that's why, what is different now? I have to speak in front of God now and ask God. So I have to so how do you listen to God? Well, you got to get to know God.
Okay.
So then you have to get your prayer life together and listen and
Yes.
understand from what is God and what is not God.
Right.
And so that will help you as a business owner, as a marketplace leader, as just getting through life.
Well, let's talk about your presidency of the Southern Ohio chapter of NIA. Why don't you talk to me about that?
Yeah, it was started over 1819.
Well, give me the full name.
Okay, so NIA is the National African American Insurance Association. It was started by a man that we both know, Gerald Tillman in Cincinnati.
Yes.
And he had this...
A visionary.
A visionary. And he wanted... So now we're in Chicago and Detroit and San Francisco and New Orleans and Indianapolis and all over the place now. And so we have and it's real interesting because it was started here in Southwest Ohio, Northern Kentucky. So it's taking time, we're changing, but because the business is changing a lot,
oh yes, it
the
is.
Millennials are involved now, so we got to be able to attract them. So we're still working on that big master plan to get them engaged, because a lot of them don't know that we exist. But what we're doing now with social media, we're able to do that. So we've been very prayerful for that, and God has placed me there to make a difference. It's not about me for I can get more money or whatever. It's it's about making impact on the insurance financial service industries.
And that is a powerful industry.
Powerful. I mean,
would you talk about that? Because I am telling you, the incredible lack of information about insurance, which is something everybody needs, whether you like it or not, unless you're going to pass the plate.
Pass that plate.
Pass the plate, because daddy dead, no insurance. Mama's crying. Pass the plate. And I'm like, you better pass the plate, because nobody's paying for this. Yeah, that's where we are today. What an exciting opportunity for you as the leader.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's Insurance. So you're talking about the life insurance.
Yeah, life, health. Yeah, you do all of it. Yeah.
The Medicare Advantage
Right,
programs.
right.
The baby boomers, folks
Right.
who turn 65.
Yep.
$10,000 a day.
Yep.
A lot
Next
of-
20 years.
Next 20 years, right?
Yeah.
A lot of different options out there. More information than ever now. But what happened too, in the areas of the urban America, they're still not getting the information that suburban America gets.
Really? In this day and time with internet?
Yes. Well, everybody, you know what's interesting? In urban America, we read what we want to read. Like I said before, we want to get entertained.
Okay, so we don't want to deal with that money piece.
No, we don't want to deal. Folks, and I deal with business folks.
I know you do.
I work with a lot of pastors on their insurance, key person life insurance, and all those kind of things. Some of them don't want to talk about it.
What, may I ask, why?
Well, a lot of times too, people don't want you to get involved in their business.
Okay, all right.
Because they think you, as we call in the old day, meddling.
But
And then too, they saying that God got it all. But see, God doesn't want to be your show. He don't want to be a chauffeur.
No.
And God blesses movement. It says in the Bible, faith without works is what?
Dead. Keep it moving.
So you have to understand, you got to give God something to bless.
Right.
And so with giving God something to bless, you got to plan for things. You got to work. You got to listen. We just don't want to deal with it. We just don't want to. And it's something that's
deep.
passed on that happens.
You think it goes back to maybe having been slaves and 400 years of being slaves where we didn't have to deal with it? Nobody thought about future planning and kids, grandkids, because they were, you didn't have any assurance that you would even have anybody for you?
Right. Well, it goes to a point as this, and so slavery was many, many years ago.
Yeah, it was.
But our mindsets haven't changed. Some of us have done well. We have an African American president now.
Yeah, we do.
We have some black African American females who are top CEOs of these big Fortune 500 companies.
Right.
But all of us haven't got it. See, the problem has been now, when you were growing up, you had hope.
Yes.
Folks today, they don't have hope.
How are they able to sustain?
They just live day by day.
Without hope, there's nothing.
Well, that's why we have all the different, in our town, Cincinnati, Ohio,
Yeah.
where I live now, the shootings.
Oh my God!
And what are we doing? We're killing each other. It's not about
White people not killing us, no.
Police ain't killing. We're killing each other.
Right.
And that to me is a
And
big
young people.
Young people.
Young people.
Young folks who don't have what? No hope. They don't know that there's another life than that. All they see is what they want to see. And they have access to the internet. They can do.
I was gonna say, come on now.
But they don't. But they do. They don't want to read either. They don't want to read.
So killing is a form of entertainment, Ron?
Well, entertainment, ego.
Ego.
You mess with me. In the old days, I mess with you. I don't like you. We're gonna fight it out.
Yeah, we're gonna fight it out.
And be over with. No, now I'm gonna kill you. And they don't care because now what has happened is that we have glamorized going to jail.
There is nothing glamorous about jail time in America.
Well,
I'm not kidding you. I've never been to jail, but I'm gonna tell you.
At 7 years.
That's definitely not happening.
Well, just look at the culture. Look at how we wear our pants. These young boys wearing pants. So they're paying SAG, but that was the reason why, because in the jail system.
Well, we know.
They had, but they still glamorize that. But they can't glamorize someone who's going to college.
Right. Right.
Think about that.
I do think about that.
And so, to me, we have it all, Michelle, twisted up, and that we glamorize the wrong things now. And that's the problem. We have so many opportunities, and a lot of it's our problems, Michelle. It's nobody else doing it to ourselves but us.
I can't argue
in
the
African
point.
American community, the problem is this: it's us, not nobody else. We stop stuff. We can do anything in the world we want to do, but the ones who make it through, they don't reach back.
They don't look back.
Look at affirmative action. What happened? Affirmative action came, so folks who went to college,
right,
got the degree,
yep,
got in corporate America, they didn't reach back. They didn't reach back.
That is disgusting.
But it's true.
I know.
And it hurts me.
I know.
Because then, too, we can't get the
Because
opportunity.
where's the legacy?
See, there you go.
Where's the legacy?
There you go.
No, I have to say it because at the end of the day, God is concerned about generations. He's concerned about legacy. He's concerned about your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and children that haven't even been born yet. And if you don't have anything to leave them, not just in terms of money, that's another story, but in terms of your consciousness about success, being business, you come from a legacy of business owners.
Praise God.
No, Ron, that's major.
That's major.
That is major.
That's major.
You don't know what it is like to be a wage slave.
No.
Because your father ran his stuff. That changes everything. You saw a marriage where your father had to lead in the family as well as in his business.
Right.
That's powerful.
But, and Michelle, you know, I tell folks all the time, God has blessed me to put me where he put me.
Yes.
Because I saw it. And I'll tell you this, Michelle, there were people I knew that parents weren't. So they worked in the motors.
Right,
they had
right.
more stuff than I had.
Okay, in terms of
like cars,
material things, yeah.
and money.
But consciousness, what did they have up here?
Nothing. And then what happened was this. Those kids who I grew up with don't have General Motors, is gone now.
Right.
You can't make money with your hands with your strength now. You got to use your intellect.
You have to use your intellect.
So what has happened is, yes, they gave them stuff, but what they're doing now, that is the problem. You know, what my parents gave me, my dad and my grandfather.
Right. I mean, think of that.
My grandfather I don't know what kind of education he had. I know he didn't graduate high school. But what happened in those days, you're talking about the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, they worked together. So with them working together, they had the opportunity, they worked together, so opportunities would be there. So I just didn't know, thank you.
A pause for you to get some water. Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank
you so much.
But the thing is true is that I did see that. I saw that, and my family always said, get your books, but when you get your books, the only way you're going to make some money, work for yourself.
See, do you understand the power of a male telling his grandson, your grandfather, and then your father, telling you the only way you're going to get success is by having your own?
Oh, it was a blessing.
Oh, my God.
Blessing from God. So now what I got to do is take it to a different level.
Okay.
So my grandfather was a solar practitioner. My dad was a solar practitioner. So they had their way of thinking.
Right.
So I had to shift the way I do. I got to work with some folks now.
Right.
Because I can only get so much by myself.
Correct. You can't be a Lone Ranger. No.
So they taught me the best that they knew. There was nothing else they can teach me. So, but it's up to me. I had the exposure that they didn't have.
Oh, but the exposure is everything.
And so I had relationships they didn't have.
Right.
So now I'm learning, but that's taken me time, Michelle. It hasn't been easy for me because I get comfortable being uncomfortable too.
Right, right. It's a challenge because I came out of a farming background. We're fiercely independent, Appalachian black people, worked hard, strong males in the family, strong females in the family, and, tendency which is, I'll do it myself, just get out of here. And have to change, have to learn how to work with people, how to listen carefully, how to be willing to move people out of your space.
Wow.
If they're not seeing a thing, you have to trust God to open up the next door. I had a situation that was very, very hard not too long ago where a lady had lost a significant amount of money, an African-American woman, through bad planning advice. And I'm not prepared to say much more than that other than she came to me with about 70% of her wealth gone.
Wow.
And I told her at her age that she couldn't play that game anymore and gave her recommendations, etc. And what she did is take all of my information, all of it, and took it to another broker.
Wow.
And when I called her, she said, well, you weren't very flexible. I said, ma'am, I'm not going to be flexible when all your money is gone.
Right.
I'm trying to keep you from losing everything. And that was painful, but then I remembered that God orders your steps.
Right.
And as long as I did what was right and honorable to her, then amen. But I'm not going to lie, I had put in a lot of time, and in the end, she went on back to the source of her sorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, she didn't get it.
Well, what happens in those cases, and I've been through those cases.
I know you have.
Many times before.
I know you have.
And so what I realized that it's all about respect.
Right.
And a lot of times we do not respect each other.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the problem. And then too, we have a sense of loyalty to things that's really not loyal to us. We're not loyal to things that are loyal to us. And
I have to remember that.
Yeah. So with that, when we go in situations, we know how we think.
Right.
And it's okay. And we just give them enough information there. We do because God tells us to do it. And we just say, and I told people all the time, I expect the unexpected. Only God knows.
Only He knows.
And so I just go out and do what I do. After that, I'm done with it. And because I can't make them, and then too, they'll come back again and say, well, Dad, and then you have to say politely, as you do, well, I'm not your broker. I'm not your advisor.
Right. So have it, because she actually said to me, well, can we talk? I still want us to be friends. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm not your friend.
No.
I entered into your world to snatch you out of hell.
Wow.
And you chose to go back into hell.
Wow.
And I already know in the age where you should be resting and at peace, you are going to be ruined.
Wow.
And because you and I sit there and look at these things. We're seasoned. We're seasoned. That's why I had you on to talk about God as my CEO. What are your recommendations to people that want to start business, whether it's insurance or whatever? What are your recommendations?
Well, the first thing is that, first, what is your passion? So
okay.
Find something that you do, you love doing it. And then the second thing is find a way that you can make money from doing that.
Okay.
And then, so with that, you need to go and delve and try to find, a lot of people don't understand about modeling. Find someone who's successful in what you want to do. Call him or her on the phone. Say, look, and call their secretary, call their office, Facebook them, text them, whatever, and say, I want to do what you do. Do you mind if I take you to lunch?
Isn't that a relief?
Because
they're going to want to take you to lunch.
So you say, I'm going to take you. And most likely, they will say, you don't have to pay for it, I'll pay for it.
No kidding.
But everybody loves talking about themselves.
They do.
So,
and you let them talk.
And let them talk, and you learn from that. Then thirdly, say, look, I need someone to mentor me. I need some help. And I'm not asking for no money at all. I'm asking to mentor. Can I come in and watch? And most likely they're going to say yes.
Okay.
And then if they say no, then go to the next person.
Right.
And then go to the next person.
Right. Because I'm going to tell you something. Mentorship is work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's work.
At the point a person, I won't mentor right now.
Right.
Because I got too much on my own plate with television and all that stuff.
Right.
But I do tell people, if you come to a person and want them to mentor you, be mature enough to understand what that looks like.
Wow.
We just do not waste their time.
Right.
Do not be late. Do not be ill-prepared. Or else you're going to wind up being fired. Because most successful people, our time is so precious. We only have so many hours in a day. You're a married man, you know. You got to tend to your wife. You got other responsibilities. So if you got somebody that's tagging along, they have to be responsible and respectful.
Right.
Which is, unless I ask you to say something, just listen.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's true.
Just listen. Anyway, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But no, those are really the key points to do, is to find out what your passion is. You know, and there's a book that T.D. Jakes wrote about your purpose.
Yes. Oh, he's an awesome man.
And you now that's when you have to really get in tune with having a relationship with the Lord and asking God, what do you have me here for? Because what you think you're supposed to do
probably isn't what you're supposed to do.
And a lot of times I can be tested that. What I thought I was going to do, I knew I was going to wear a suit and tie every day.
Right.
I knew that
you
part.
knew that. You knew that. You
but,
knew that.
But everything else, I never fathomed this. And God has been so amazing for me for that. But then that's what you have to get in tune with God and build a relationship with God and ask God to tell you exactly. Because if you don't do that, then you'll be spinning your wheel.
Well, you'll be over here again. God says this is the lane, this is the path. And I would also like to say, what are your thoughts about people that, because I know you're very focused, I'm focused. When people want you to kind of go in another direction, they say, well, you know, I want to share this with you and I need you to be over here. How do you respond to those kind of things?
Well, the first thing people can do to you only what you let them do to you.
Okay, okay, that's good.
So,
that's good.
So I posture the way is that I listen to folks. I make sure that I listen to them.
Okay.
But then I tell them right away if I can get involved or I can't get involved.
Okay.
And tell them my time is so valuable, but because I respect you, I love you as a brother in Christ, sister in Christ, I want to make sure that you at least listen, because we have 24 hours in a day. But
that's all we have.
But I've noticed that I can only do so much.
Right.
And then what happens, I want to help everybody.
Well, you're expansive. Your personality is an expansive personality.
And so we're trying to help everybody else. I can't do it. So most times, in most cases, I can't get involved in that situation.
Right.
But what I tell them is that, look, I'm here for you. Let's touch base in a month or two. Let's have a cup of coffee.
Right.
Let's sit down and go. Because a lot of times, too, when I talk to folks, it energizes me when I talk to them.
Right. Well, I enjoy our conversation.
I mean,
I really do. When you call on the phone and come on.
Thank you.
Oh,
it
is such a. I said I like that Ron Todd.
Well, thank you. It's a blessing. I thank God for that. I thank God for our relationship. It seems like it's been many years.
It does.
But it's not. It hasn't been that long.
I know, but it's still been good.
It's been good. Every time we get on the phone, I learn something.
Yeah.
You learn something.
Yes.
And you need, and that's the key too. Hang around people that are positive.
Yes.
Don't hang around people who all they're doing is doing mess.
Yes.
Because toxic people attract mess.
What is it about garbage cans?
I
call them garbage cans.
I love that. When I saw that, you said that.
Yeah, I said it. Garbage cans. I can't be around a garbage can. It smells.
Well, misery loves company. And when people don't have nothing else going on in life, they want to bring everybody else's problems there.
Right.
And I told my mom this, and my wife this too. I said, I'm not hanging around people who not saying anything positive.
I can't.
I can't. I mean,
I just can't.
Is anything good going on?
Right.
There's something good.
Right.
There has to be something good that God has blessed you to at least get up in the morning.
6 feet above the earth.
You hear.
you
have a purpose.
Right. Get it done.
But folks don't do it.
Well, I will tell you, one of the things that I shared with an earlier guest is 2 years ago, I made a conscious, deliberate decision when I crossed into my 60s, the fall of my years, that things were going to be radically different, and that things I tolerated when I was younger, I wasn't tolerating anymore. And that is that garbage can person, that toxic mentality where they aren't about anything, their movements have not been forward, and they are stuck in park with a broke down tire, an alternator that doesn't work, and they want you to engage with them. And you're like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
But see, what it is though, the enemy is attracted to favor also.
Oh yeah.
So the enemy, the devil, is attracted to favor.
Oh
God,
yeah.
That's why people keep coming after you, want to ask that, because they can see your favor better. Than you can.
You're right. Uh-oh.
They can see through the fog.
They can see through the. Oh yeah. Come on, Ron. Yes. Right.
They can see through it. So that's why you notice that people always, when I call you, say, someone's on the phone now, they want me to do something. I mean, favor, it's attractive.
But
people
Ron,
want to be around
they
it. They
want to, but they don't want to pay the price.
No, and they can't.
They don't, exactly. They don't want to pay the price, and they can't pay the price because their will is in opposition to his ordered nature.
Come on now.
I'm just telling you.
That's true.
We paid a price. You have paid a price.
Amen. Praise
I mean,
God.
I look at this and
Praise
I
God.
say, come on now, this is not reality TV. This is life.
Wow.
in motion,
Wow.
doing it,
Wow.
walking daily, looking to him as your source.
Amen.
Daily. And when I look at all this scattering and, oh, you know, she got this hairdo and selfies. If I see another selfie, I'm going to die. I'm like, what is your fascination with your face? What is the fascination with your face? You don't have any money. You don't have any status. You don't have any legacy. But you can be clicking selfies and talking about other stuff. And I'm like, what is this?
People don't want to deal with reality, what's really going on.
But they'll watch reality TV.
And
That's deep.
And they do selfies to make them feel better. Well, I'm not that
Badly. So click, I'm like,
click. I am beautiful, so I'm
I'm going to show everybody.
I'm beautiful.
And like,
or my boyfriend or my ex-husband or whatever, I'm going to show how good I'm doing without him or with her. But then, too, it's not centered on God.
It's
centered
can't
on
be self.
So that's the problem. That's why you don't like it, because it's not of God.
I'm like, you kidding me? But listen, time is up.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Give me a phone number.
Okay. Phone number is 937
520
7821. Again, 937 520 7821.
Camera to me, because we're closing out here. He's hot. I'm saying it. He's hot, a godly man. But he's married, so just cut it out. Don't even think it. Don't let your mind go there. Honorable man, I wholeheartedly endorse him. He's in my industry, my field. We're both old schoolers. We've been around a long time. Got some wisdom between those two ears called the brain. And I just want to thank him for being a part of my world. If you'd like to ask me questions or look at interviews, just go to my website, thepowerof.money. Thepowerof.money. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter. You will eventually see this show broadcast. This is a part of my superstar lineup for the fall, and you just want to be a part of that world. And make a decision. Make a decision today to change your ways. God did not give you a spirit of poverty and lack, but you will not do it on a short hustle. It will be the way He has said. So on the subject of God is my CEO with my very special superstar, rocking it to the moon guest, Ronald C. Todd II, Chairman and CEO of SEEP LLC. I thank you, and God bless you richly today. You take care.